Hello everybody. Today I've decided I'm going to create another sandbox level for the workshop. Um, what I've done is I've got an idea in my head. I haven't started anything at all yet. I'm just going to build it together. They usually go relatively quick. Um, so my idea right now is to have a it's going to be kind of like the only one level that they have in the campaign, except the difference being that I want to have 3 boats instead of 2. So I've got 1 hydraulic, and I'm limiting, and then there will be 3 boats. So I think I'm going to do a lot of the very same techniques. I want to try to do what I can to make sure that they don't just make one bridge that goes over the boats. I want to make sure they don't do a drop off, so I'll probably have the opposite car going the opposite direction, kind of like there is in the level. Very similar, just 3 boats. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a vehicle. I don't really know which kind of vehicle I want. I'm thinking something kind of medium weight. Thinking the Larry here. So my I don't know if my intended difficult will be hard or expert. I was thinking hard, but I'll kind of see how that goes. So I think what I want to do is I want to have 2 platforms that are in the middle, and I stretch these all the way. Well, maybe not that high. Excuse me. And then I will have the boats in the middle. So let's create a ship. Let's get the large paddle boat. Put one of these in here. Then I'm just gonna kind of use roads to measure out how big this space is. That's a really good space. I don't know if I want my gaps to be bigger. With 3 boats and 3 sections, that this might be about how big I would want it. So I think I'll go with that. I need to move my boat though to be centered, or I would like to. I like to have things, if they're not lined up, I like them to be very obviously not lined up. I don't like it to look at it and then just see on a very slightly that it is not lined up. So I'm going to do this, and I'm not sure if the platform is the right level, so I'm going to test that. Make sure that it doesn't have any uneasy bumps as you drive up to that point onto the platform. So what I'm hoping is that this has a smooth transition, and that is not a transition at all. So that would be a problem. I do not like that. So I'm going to decrease this just 1 click. 250. Also like to make sure that this is right at the bottom of the water. I don't like floating platforms, so I'll have to do a little bit of stuff to kind of try to make your level aesthetically pleasing. Alright, cool. So, oh geez. Alright, so this is gonna make building this level really fun. And by fun, I mean not fun. So, okay. Alright, one thing that we have right here is this here, I believe, moves in 1 meter increments unless it's horizontally. So therefore, if you want a the full amount of roads all the way across, then you have to, your platforms are going to have to be stretched to 1 meter increments, which you're not forced to do. Or I have to open up the text editor and move this a very slight amount to the exact distance, which I don't want to do. I'd rather just size the thing in the game here. So you can see this is 1.5 about. This will be 1.5 as well, since I haven't changed it. So therefore, I think the whole distance here is an even number of roads, or not. So actually that's a 1 meter increment. So let's move this over 1 click. Alright, and let's see, that is, this anchor is, oh, because I turned. I kind of feel like I'd rather Sandbox be in 2-dimensional mode. I don't know if viewing in 3D is actually beneficial to design. I don't really know why they did that. I need a 4 road gap, so, although I should measure the gap in the middle first. 2, 3, and so I'm gonna move this over. Okay, move this back to line up. Just delete these roads, delete all this, and let's put this here. And then need to get the right side here size to be the same. There we go. Alright, so now each section is exactly 4 roads or 8 meters. I could decide, I don't know if I want to put dots in the middle. I'm thinking not. But I might be nice and give people an extra dot on the sides or one side. I haven't seen many of the solutions, the only one where they actually use it on this, on the side. Most people build everything on the platform. This might force people to think a little more outside the box, though. And I'm not looking for vehicles, I'm looking for boats. Ship, large paddle boat. Right in the middle, thanks, but I'm going to move it over here. And okay, and then let's put that in the same phase. Let's do a new ship, large paddle boat. Put that in the same phase. Let's create a hydraulic phase, and create a new hydraulic phase. Let's create a new vehicle. I think I would like to have, just go with the vintage car. I kind of like the vintage car. I'm going to bring him way over here. Oh, one thing I might have an issue with is my truck is really tall, and if I want this guy to ramp off a platform, it might be difficult. Which is, I think, if I recall, why only one has a station wagon, which is very flat. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna flip that so I don't see the ladder. Flip my car, and let's drag B over to the other side. Let's put him a little bit behind the boat, or whatever this car is, lorry. And now I need to. Now I need to test to get this car to make sure it can land on its wheels after the other car goes across. Oh, I can't. Oh, it's because I can't place it. That's kind of... Can't place the platform, so I can't continue clicking across. I suppose that's alright. It's not really anything I can do from a level design perspective. And I don't think it's something that is necessary to fix in the game either. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this car up here for the time being, and So this car here goes. And it needs to fit under this, which doesn't look like it will. And of course it's stopping before that anyways. So I need to lift the car up. I need to make this a little taller. I think I'm going to back it up quite a bit. And I'm going to put A way back here where I can't see it. Isn't that nice? Alright. So then I'm going to tab over. Speed up. Why did I fail immediately? Oh, that's nice. Okay, so I don't know if I can. So I was told by the developers that the collisions for the boats are not being reset after it runs. So basically what happens as soon as I start my simulation, and I guess even then, it acts like the boats are going through here. So it just completely wrecks everything I've got. I know I can save and get out, so think of a name here. I don't know, like 3Birds, 1Stone or something. And then that'll be kind of nice at the top. So I'm gonna exit here, back to sandbox, load. So I'm thinking of making this a hard difficulty just because so I don't have to deal with the boats now. Unless just the concept is expert, which I don't really think it is. I feel like players can kind of come up with I'll give them a good budget, so they won't have to do that. I have a lot of levels. A lot of them are just shared from other players as well. 3Birds, 1Stone. Okay, so here we go. Now, I think as long as I don't let the boats go, then I should be alright. So one thing I'm going to do, well, I guess the boats won't go unless this car gets over to B. So I have to rebuild my little bridge so I can test again. Then I'm probably going to save this design. Once you've saved the sandbox level, you can save you can then save the bridge design for it as well. So if you save the level, then you can save a design, and it saves it in the design file. So if I now go to save, I can do test save, whatever. That way, in case it crashes, I can just reload the bridge I had. Alright, so I think it already crashed. Well, it like froze. And I just read just now that turning the stress and grid off oh, alright. So I guess turning the stress on and off or the grid, both or either one of them, allows me to unlock the screen. So that is a nice piece of information to know. Thanks, I think it was someone in Zatos's channel commented that, which I didn't know. Oh, okay. I think there's another issue with these deals here, where they don't load correctly. A lot of bugs. So it's like it's correct, but it like it either doesn't save correctly or doesn't load. I think it's not loading correctly in the sandbox. I can actually open the file up and see what it looks like. Because see, now it's gonna go smooth across. So alright, alright, so I don't know if I might be able to. Oh geez, how did that happen? I just gosh. So I'm going to change the speed here to 150, I guess, and set the guy a little further back so he gets a little bit of running start. I'm just gonna drag this guy over here so I can get this part figured out without fixing my bridge. Hopefully I can solve this whole level in like 1 or 2 tries, because otherwise this is gonna be annoying. So, alright, so that now lands. I might consider moving this back a click and that back a click or 2. That way it won't be as bouncy when it starts on the road. And hopefully that will be good. So, okay. So I don't know if I need to resave this since I've changed the design, but I will find out, I guess, if my save works. I didn't move any anchor points or landmasses, so I would think you could load it up. So I'm gonna hit save. I don't know why the name disappears sometimes. Sometimes usually stays. But I just save over the same file. Exit. Sandbox. So load. And then I'm forgetting what I'm doing. 3Birds, 1Stone. Alright, so let's go back here. Let's go load, test save, and good, loads up fine, nice. Alright, so let's put, I think I should have everything in place except for the budget to actually create this level and make it work. So now I just have to decide whether or not I want to give people more anchor points. If I want to be hard, I should probably give people more anchor points instead of difficult. So I'm going to create an anchor point right on this little bridge here, just because it's aesthetically pleasing. Even though I don't think you have to kind of reach to get it. This is going to be more than 1 iron length away, so you're going to have to really do something kind of a little bit special to use it. I don't really know if I like that. I think I might like it more than putting it in the ground. I wish we had like small decorative things that we could have floating in the air. Like I've got this that we can attach anchor points, because I don't like anchor points floating. I don't like them floating in the air. I don't like them floating in the ground. I'd like to have to put rocks on there or something. I could put rocks under V's, which I usually do, but the one thing that you get when you put the rocks down here is it affects your, you can't build over that space, which right now you can, and you can also use that as support for your bridges. So you have to consider, as when you build your rocks, either how, whether or not you want the player to have that, that option. So I think the best way that you'd have for this bridge is you would want to have I'm going to try to lift everything up in sections of 3 to the right. So one thing that does over here is I'm now going to have to put a little land brace in this space. Can't put a land brace here, so I'm going to have to attach it to this other point. So I'm just going to go with the cable. Since I'm trying to go hard, I'm not really trying to be too conservative in the money, so the cable will be fine in that space. Also not shrinking all these guys down. I consider myself to be pretty good at this game, so if I think I can have a hard level and without like being super budget conscious. And also this is kind of a more concept level than it is a level for don't know what I'm saying, but it's more of a how do you solve this more than how do you solve it under budget, I guess is what I'm trying to point out. So this is kind of a little annoying to me right now. So let's do that. Let's do this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I want to do this strategy where you build one hydraulic on the side and it pulls each section up, and each section is essentially connected with a set of cables. There may be some other fun solutions for that, but for workshop levels, I don't really try to go through and figure out how many different ways do you have to solve a level. Are you pigeonholed very that much or not? So I'm going to put the hydraulic in this space, I think. There we go. And then I'm going to attach this to the center. So generally you want to attach your connection from your hydraulics either to the center or further out. I can get into that a little more later. I mean, it kind of depends on, this is a really short one, so it doesn't matter. Just kind of depends on where you want to support your bridge. When you attach it further out, then you're efficient. You won't pull the bridge as far, but when you attach it further back, you're going to pull it further, but it's going to be kind of weaker. Like if I attach the cable to this spot right here, then the bridge will pull up quite a bit by this moving if it doesn't break. But it puts a lot of stress on the bridge that isn't necessary, I guess. So one thing I'm going to do is essentially I'm going to copy these two, and I'm going to place it here, and then one here. And then I'm going to attach each of these with a cable. Alright, and hopefully see how well I went on the first try, and I didn't fix this. Okay. Oh. Well, I guess the hydraulic phase won't even run. So. Alright. So one thing I thought of doing just now, is I'm going to leave this without the boats, just for testing purposes. Fix my platforms here. Okay, and then, so therefore I can lift the bridge, I can look at it and see if I think it's gonna go over, and then if I think it's good, then I can work with it from there. So, alright, so I feel that this won't be lifting far enough, because this is only going to go to this point, which means this is going to be lifted to about here, and so I think the bridge is going to be lifted to about this point here. Yeah, so what I'm going to do to fix this, first I'm going to make this a little longer by turning the grid off. Then I'm going to create a little triangle here. Actually, I should probably have created the triangle first. I'm going to attach this here. And now what I've done is I've created a little lever arm. So when I'm pulling this distance, then the part that sticks out further will move. It's going to move this further, basically. Even without the bridges doing anything, I still end up with issues. Yay for that. Okay, so I'm going to save my test save again. The back, I'm going to save my map again. Once again, doesn't show up. 3Birds, 1Stone, save. Yes. That's it. So I might just start with just the pistons and not even try running the. Maybe it doesn't even matter. I don't even know why you'd have issues with the. Since I didn't run the boats. Sandbox, load. Oop. So, let's see, 3Birds, 1Stone. Okay. A lot of these bridges are copies. They're also from other friends and whatnot, levels that they've designed. load, and oh, I need to tab over first and then load. Test save. Oh no, why does this happen? Alright, well, I have to rebuild my bridge. So, I might just try to build it really well and see if I can get it to work. Oh, I did not mean to delete that. That's nice. Alright, so make this 250. Okay, let's put it up. I'm actually gonna flip this. I like symmetry. No, actually I don't like it like that. I don't like symmetry. It's still symmetrical, just the ramps aren't, just the platforms aren't symmetrical. Okay, so I think the cars go across well. I'm gonna put the boats in. I'm gonna have, I don't know if the test one will work. I might just actually, I think I'm just gonna build it, try to put my budget in, and I'm gonna try to submit this guy without any testing, really. Very little testing. This is probably already a longer video than most, so just gonna build the whole guy here, and then so do this, do this. So one of the things I do late is I limit the budget. I normally try to have a relatively efficient solution, and then I look to see if I'm not trying to make a budget be a challenge, then or sometimes even a ban, depending on how much of a challenge or what level of player I want it to be a challenge for, then I will okay, I will solve the level, and then I'll kind of like scale the budget up from what I solved it for. Sometimes levels that I solve for really low budgets, many players struggle quite a bit with. I've seen that when I watch playthroughs on YouTube and such, because I've designed some of the levels, and I've played a lot of the levels that people have struggled to beat under budget. So, alright, so let's get this guy going here again. I like the grid, and then let's do this, and copy that here. Let's copy this whole thing over here. Don't think it will paste over. You get a split joint. No, it will not. Alright, so I'm going to go up here. I'm going to make a triangle. Make this here, and then will this reach? Oh, geez. Okay, so there we go. If you don't know, when you've got steel selected, when you're dragging this, see how this lights up with a white border? That means it is in reach. So, very helpful. Okay, so here, to here. Let's save this guy again. Alright, so let's think here. Okay, so this has an efficiency polling thing here. This is, I think I might need to move this further down. There we go. So I don't want to get to the point where it's pulling this and it's like pointing straight back at this joint. You want it to be somewhere in the middle. So if this point is going to go to here, then this one will be way over this way somewhere. The bridges should be, might be near vertical, which if they're vertical, then I need this to be a solid piece. I don't think they will be vertical, so I'll just leave it. I'll leave a cable, that's fine. I don't think they will be vertical, so I'm gonna go with that. So I'm gonna do off screen, I'm going to copy my little picture of a knight, my little character that I like to save with. Alright, so I'm gonna hope that this is good. what's my budget now? It's 39,000, so I'm gonna make the budget, so I'm about 40, I'm gonna give players 50. The road I want to be limited, so I don't want the build just over. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 12 road. They can use all the cables they want, they can use all the steel they want, just one hydraulic, all the wood they want. Alright, I am happy with that. That looks good. Make sure of that. Alright, so now what I do is I'm trying to frame my thumbnail, which will not show my bridge. One thing I like to do is I kind of tilt it upwards a little bit like this, and I like to get rid of all the space here. Put that down at the bottom, and if you think of basically what happens is when I click the submit to workshop, it will basically take a screenshot of this, of your screen. It will take out your menu items, it'll take out the bridge. But the one thing that's just tricky is the screenshot it's a square screenshot. So like I've got a widescreen resolution, so you have to kind of imagine that this is like has vertical letterboxing. So I need to zoom out a good amount here, because in order to show what the levels decently. So when I hit submit workshop, I got a very tiny deal here. I can see kind of both sides. I can see there's 3 boats and 2 platforms. So that's good. I'm gonna paste my text here. I'm gonna say, I like the name 3Birds, 1Stone. I don't always name it the same. 3 birds, 1 stone. I kind of like it with the numbers instead of words. And then I'm going to say this is a hard level. And then I'm going to say, let's see, I don't know if I have anything very creative to say right now, so create 3 draw bridges using just 1 hydraulic. Did I spell that right? I can edit it later, so I don't have spell check here. I'm very bad at spelling. Alright, and let's see, budget is, and I do this mostly for any players that are browsing in the website, which is probably very few of them, but occasionally, because the web page doesn't tell you what the budget or anything is. Order, and then the event order is for everybody because you can't see event order until you actually download the level. So it's gonna see Lori, boat X3. Oh, I need. Uh-oh. Alright. Huh. Just hitting the up arrow goes up. I don't know what it's doing. Alright, so hydraulic face, and vintage car. Alright, so I'm going to copy this guy in case it fails. I'm going to open a text pad that is off screen. Let's do Notepad++, if that's better. Uh-oh. Alright. Okay, I think you only see the... Okay. And... Alright. So now I'm going to hit simulate and hope that it works. So... Thinking. Alright. So far so good. Oh, what happened? That was kind of pathetic. Alright, well that kind of sucks. So, it just kind of snapped. It's like the hydraulic didn't have the power, which I don't get. I'm gonna tilt this guy back a little bit. I'm gonna keep this the same. Then I think I'm going to put my triangle on this side. No, I don't like that either. I think I just need to tilt this back. Sucky thing is I now have to reframe my picture and all that stuff. So I think since I move it in simulation mode, it also moves my image here, so I need to try to not move that. I don't really know if I changed anything significant enough here to make it work. It's very hot in here, got the open windows. Alright, let's see here. I want all these to be at the same angle. Okay. I think that's actually, I think that's more vertical, yeah. Okay, it should be weighted pretty good with this, so it shouldn't like tip over backwards. Okay, so workshop. Hey, it's still here. That's nice. Alright, so simulate and start. I wonder if it doesn't have any bridge issues when I do it this way, or because it didn't get to the bridge. Alright, oh, here we go. We're getting it. Don't fall back, don't fall back. Oh, I think we got it. I'm not really sure what happened. I guess my triangle must have broken before. Go car. Here we go. Looks like we're winning, and it's going to submit. Yay, alright. I didn't know it opened this up. Item does not exist. Action required. This is new. What is happening here? You need to agree to the latest version of the Steam Workshop Agreement? What? I hope this doesn't mess up my submission. Okay. I don't know what you're saying. I don't really care. This item is only visible to me, admins, and everyone watching this video. Okay. I don't know what just happened. I don't know if it's successful. Let's click off screen here. Well. Huh. Well, let's delete this. Hopefully I can do it again. Oh, now it says submitting. I might have screwed it up. Well, if I did, I got video proof. I don't know why. It shouldn't be taking this long. I clicked delete on the web page, so I might have just killed this. I don't think it's going to work. It normally submits very fast. I think I've never seen that before. Might have to build hopefully my bridge was saved correctly. Actually, I didn't save it, so geez, I have to build this again. Well, I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna end the video here. So go ahead and look for the level in the workshop if you're interested. And I'll see you guys later.